Okay, looks like everything's working. And yep, alright, we're good to go. So what I wanted to do today is basically, just for fun, I started a league with this list right here. And what I'm doing is I'm running Hornet Queen in the main instead of Tracker. I basically made a swap, right? I took the Tracker out and I brought the Hornet Queen into the main deck. The reason for this is the uptick in humans and spirits that's happening in Magic Online right now. If we get paired against control, of course we're going to miss the Tracker. I don't think that Hornet Queen is good enough against control, really. Well, Tireless Tracker is an absolute house. But that's basically the only situation where we're gonna miss it. Basically, if we play exactly against blue-white control, I guess against Jeskai it's also worse, but still, against blue-white control in particular, that's when Tracker is at its best, and that's when Hornet Queen is at her worst. But in a lot of other matchups, let's say Hollow One, let's say Humans, all of the aggro matchups, probably with the exception of Burn. But in every other one, Hornet Queen is gonna be better. And even against Jund, maybe game 1 Hornet Queen is better than Tracker. Post board Tracker is definitely better because it comes down earlier. But maybe game 1 actually, against Jund in particular, Hornet Queen is actually superior. But yeah, so I started playing it yesterday, and I got paired against Tron, and then I got paired against Black Green Rock. And actually, Black Green Rock it's not an easy matchup. I think that that's gonna be the biggest problem, I think, of Assassin's Trophy, is the fact that people are gonna start moving away from Jund, which I think it's a positive matchup, to Black Green Rock, which I think it's much more of an even matchup. And you know, with more and more people playing Black Green Rock instead of Jund, or even better for us, instead of Junk. I think that's gonna be the only real issue, because Black Green Rock playing 4 Field of Ruins it can be really tough sometimes. As you guys can see, I lost game 1, and then I beat them on both post-board games. It was particularly satisfying because my opponent, I didn't get to play a primetime game 2, and they surgical them. But then I slammed Rurik Thar, and I had like a 7/6 Tracker in play. It was great. Anyway, we're gonna finish this league, and then we'll probably play a second one, and we'll see how this list goes. So far, the difference, main deck, Hornet Queen has not been relevant whatsoever, as you guys can see. With playing against those two matchups. I mean, I guess against Rock, I would imagine the Hornet Queen's pretty good there. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh, hello there. Hey, Burning One, how's it going, man? Thanks for the subscription. Appreciate the continued support for the 2nd month in a row. By the way, this hand is reasonable, I guess. Not against Tron, but it just got a little bit better. Not good enough, I don't think. Turn 3 Tron. The slow rolls. Alright, so we get to already... Yeah, they have the turn 3 Tron. So this... I guess this game we're probably dead. Yep. We're definitely dead. I mean, I guess we can beat anything but Karn. I don't think we can beat Karn. We can probably beat Wormcoil. We definitely can beat Wormcoil. I think I'm gonna play the Bujuka Bog here. Yeah, if my opponent doesn't Karn us, or maybe they will Karn Plus. If they Karn Plus, I will be so happy. We cannot haste prime time though. Ugh, that's so painful. We have both Vesuva and Garrison. So annoying. What the? Are they playing shitty Tron? Well, I certainly hope they're playing shitty Tron. Nice, man. I really appreciate your support. It really means a lot. Glad you're enjoying the content, and by all means, make sure you're spamming away, right? So they did take the prime time. Yep, they're playing shitty Tron. This is so good for us. Chalice and Zero. That's not a bad play actually. I mean, it's pretty great that we get to do this now, but what I'm thinking though is, would I rather slam the scout this turn, or would I rather make a bigger ballista? I think I want to make a 3/3 ballista. I just don't want them to thought not by ballista away. Guess we can bounce this. Maybe we can play Vesuva. And we just make a big ballista. I mean big, it's a 3/3. It's not like the biggest ballista I've ever seen, but next turn it will become pretty huge. Now they have their own ballista. That would be a problem. Yeah, that's a little bit more of a problem. That one's a little bit more of an issue. I'll take 7 here. I think the lands are more relevant. It's actually awkward that I cannot. Okay, let's think here. That's not a good draw. So I cannot really transmute for. I cannot really transmute for a pact. I could transmute for explosives, but I cannot play it on 1 because I don't have a on 0 because I do not have a colorless source. So I can grow the ballista once. I can grow it twice. 1, 2, and then I can play both scouts. So I can make it a 5/5. Seems alright, I think. So now my opponent will need to kill the Azusa right now. Okay. Okay, this is cool. I get to trade with their ballista now. So, that resolves. Now I'm gonna float all my mana. I'm gonna bounce the Simic Growth Chamber. Actually, I should be bouncing this Simic Growth Chamber, not the Vesuva. So I can activate Ballista. Put 1, 2, 3, 4. We make the Ballista big enough. Take 1. Take 2. Now my opponent cannot kill my Ballista. They deal 1 to me, that's fine. And now I get to play both scouts. And I'm going to attack. We still got a game going here. We still got a game. My opponent had a turn 3 Tron, but they were playing the wrong deck. So, that's great. I hope this is a thought not. Ugh. Alright. Sure. Kill both of my scouts. Now what? Reality Smasher. Oh, is this lethal? Yep, this is lethal. Oh no, it's not. I can just trade the Ballista for the Reshaper. Okay, so we just need to top deck a Prime Time here. That one is problem. Prime Time? Nope. Alright. Let's try this again, shall we? Abrades, yes, thank you. Rex Sage and Tracker are pretty good. Explosives is fine. Bog out. I like taking out pacts in this matchup. I rather have actual threats because exactly of what happened that game. Chalice on Zero is a very real thing. One explosive is fine to deal with ballistas and whatnot. Baloth is okay. We don't have much to target a Reality Smasher, so you know, being able to discard it to the Smasher trigger is not really that much of a play. But just it's a stupid 4/4 that just trades with Thought Knot Seers. It just blocks the other guys, the Reshapers, and it gains some life, which helps stabilize. So it's not the best, the worst card ever. And I guess we can take out one Steerings. Probably one Explorer. We can go with this. Let's try this. I thought I heard something. Alright, so we're very favored in this matchup, but sometimes, you know, they, just like every Tron deck, they just turn 3 Tron you. And here, this is like specifically one of the matchups where running the Abrades is way worse than running the Dismember. Dismember is very good in this matchup, and Abrade is just medium. It still kills Ballistas, it kills Chalices, but Dismember is just huge. Being able to kill Reality Smasher and Thought Knot is just so big. But, you know, I'm more interested in, you know, setting my cyber up for humans and, you know, decks like that rather than E-Tron. Snapkeep. Snapkeep this one. We're gonna play some Scouts. I think on my second turn I'm also gonna play out the Scout. And then we'll take it from there. Let's see what my opponent has going on over there. Turn 2 Thought Knot. The dreaded turn 2 Thought Knot. Nope. Turn 2 Disparity. Yep, you got it, dude. You got it, dude. Play T-West and draw. That's a pretty good draw. This is actually excellent, because now that means I do not need to transmute for prime time this turn, even though I just drew one. Oops! Oh, never mind. I'm dumb. Yep, that was just dumb. Play my land and pass the turn here. Oh, right, I have another land drop. Probably do this. Bounce T-West and pass the turn. We're also protected against Ghost Squatter, stuff like that. So that's great. Next turn I can transmute. Thought Knot. Yep. Kinda sucks. Bye bye prime time. Chalice on Zero. Alright, that's kind of a beating. That one is kind of a beating. One, two, three, four. So I cannot get packed I can transmute for Ballista. That does something to an extent. Next turn I can transmute for explosives. I mean, as soon as I draw a colorless source, I can transmute for explosives. That's one ballista counter, so any land gives me more ballista counters. Mindstone resolves. Gonna draw. Ballista for 1, sure. Take 4. Of course here I'm not blowing up their ballista, because if I take a counter from this, my opponent will shoot my ballista in response, and then the ballistas will trade, so the ballista needs to be at least a 3-3 before it can trade with my opponent's ballista. Which makes things a little bit awkward, but it's fine. So what do I want to draw? I mean, prime time, obviously. But besides that, Hornet Queen would be pretty good. Tireless Tracker would be pretty good. Rex Sage would be pretty good. Ask and you shall receive. Oh yeah. And now this guy just trades with Thoughtnut. Of course I'm gonna draw right now, because if I draw another land, I can keep drawing cards. Land. Land, please. Yay. Alright. That's also a great land to draw too. So I guess I can just swing with the ballista. This one is free. So let's do some of that. My opponent can block and then like shoot one of my scouts. But if they want to do that, that's perfectly fine. This tracker is going to be insane here. This tracker is going to be really, really good. Because this tracker is going to win this game, I think it's free. It's probably correct for me to chump here. I want to keep my life total high because I'm going to win the long game. Maybe they shoot the other one in response. Nope, no shoot. Alright. So we get a free draw there. Doing pretty good here. We're doing pretty good. I mean, when this deck doesn't do anything broken, it's just a bad deck, really. It's just not a good deck. Alright, what is this? Ballista for 2. You got it, brother. The only awkward thing about this is that now I cannot really crack this clue end of turn. Actually, I can crack this clue. I think I'm going to do it. And I'm going to kind of like force my opponent to trade both ballistas for my tracker. That seems like quite a positive trade for me. And if they don't trade here, they need to 2-for... Yeah, they're going to 2-for-1 themselves. Yeah, this is how good Tracker was this game. It drew me 3 cards and it traded for both of my opponent's ballistas. That's just insane. That's just really, really good. This is not really, really good though. So I'm definitely playing the gemstone. Put 1 counter on the ballista. Put 2 counters on the ballista. And now I'm actually winning the race. I can trade with my opponent Thought Knot at will. Yeah, I think I can. No, I can block here. I have a Susa in hand. Play this. It's kind of funny that this Ballista is probably going to go the distance here. All this dust doesn't do anything. It's pretty funny. Endbringer, that one is a problem. Prime time? No. Wow, this was an amazing draw. Now my opponent has a forced chump here. This is hilarious. This is a forced chump. Because otherwise I just put a counter, I double strike Ballista, and then I swing for 10 and then I shoot them. Wow, this Ballista, dude, is just doing so much work. Yep, alright, you're dead, bro. This is hilarious. But you are legit dead right now. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Dead. Woo! Sure, exile my prime time. Sure, Chalus on 1 and 2. You got it, bro. What else? What else? Alright, that felt pretty good. That felt pretty good. Do I want to change anything? I think I'm fine. Yeah, dude, Ballista is just good in this game. Like that, it was that tracker though. That tracker though was so good. That tracker was so insane. It drew me 3 cards. It traded for 2 of my opponent's cards, and it basically enabled my Ballista to just like get out of control. Because my opponent could have traded with my Ballista there. You see, when I had the tiny Ballista, they could have traded their Ballista for my Ballista, but they traded for the tracker instead, because the tracker was going to get out of hand. And then they just got blown out. That was pretty sick, actually. That was pretty sick. Ugh. I think this is a mulligan. Not having any green source that with that hand was pretty bad. I'm gonna keep the steerings on top. Turn 1 tower. Okay. Turn 1 steerings. I think I'm gonna want the Gruul turf here. I know there's an amulet here, but we need lands more than we need amulet. We also have explosives that we can drop for 0 as an answer to potential ballistas, chalices, blah blah blah. Alright. Sure. They brought in an answer to ballista, that's hilarious. Alright. Pass the turn. Alright, my opponent will need to have a Thought Knot here. Nope, that's not a Thought Knot. It's kind of shitty that we cannot sequence our lands in any way that would enable me to you know, make things so make it to make it so I don't basically get blown out by a dismember or something like that. But it's whatever, really. Okay. No land. Yep. This game is over. I even have an answer to multiple chalices. Yep, this is over. Get a Boros Garrison, and I guess I can get a Simic Growth. I cannot haste prime time this turn because I just don't have enough untapped sources. So it's just gonna be like this. This is fine. I already have 2 blue sources. Yeah, tracker's really good. I think tracker's pretty good in the current meta. What we're doing today is we are playing Hornet Queen in the main though. If you check out the deck list, I basically made the swap. So I have two trackers in the board, and I moved the tracker from the Hornet Queen from the sideboard to the main. Yeah, my opponent just concedes. Yeah. Yeah, Eldrazi Tron is a pretty good matchup. E-Tron is a pretty good matchup for us. It's I'm trying it out because humans and spirits are both not insane matchups. So I'm trying it out to see how it feels. So far, it's been, how do I put it, irrelevant. So far, it's been basically irrelevant. But I don't know. It might come up. It might come up, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This hand is okay. Of course, it would be much better if one of these Azusa were another steerings instead, but uh-oh. And we're dead. Funnily enough, this is one of our worst matchups. Mill. So I think I'm gonna lead on Amulet because this is a race which is actually very bad for us. So I think that I kind of have to get lucky here. I guess I'm gonna name human. So I basically want to lead on Amulet so I can top deck bounce land on this coming turn, and then I can kind of potentially do a lot of things. But yeah, our deck is wow. They have the Ghost Quarter too. Yeah, we're in a really bad spot now. Basically, our deck is a combo deck that depends on a lot of moving pieces. And yeah, there's a lot of untapping with our deck too. Yeah. Jeez. So, explore. It's not bad. It's not bad either. Alright, so we got a prime time next turn. If we just need to basically get lucky and they do not need to mill any of the important cards, meaning the Slayer Stronghold, the Boros Garrison, and potentially the Pact of Negation. So far, so good. Unless they have Surgical. If they have Surgical and they Surgical my prime time here, I'm dead. I'm not gonna use Ghost Quarter's ability because they can do the trap card, which I can't remember the name. Yeah, now I'm gonna mill it Shit. Ugh, this is so bad. This matchup is so miserable for us. On the plus side, they did use their Ghost Quarter. Bounce, play, and bounce. Of course, drawing our third Azusa wasn't great either. And I think I want to kill the Hedron card right now. No messing around. No fiddle push, sweet. Woo! I just was saved from a mill 6 right there. Don't have a kill spell for this, please. Fatal push? Yeah. Shit. Explosives on 0. Let's draw a Rex Sage. Drawing Rex Sage would be pretty good. Wait a second. I don't want to be auto yield into that. Yeah, I guess I'll play the Tribe Scout. Want to be able to yield into that though. And this matchup, this matchup is so miserable. Inquisition, you got it. So far we've been lucky though. We milled Vesuva and we milled Sunhome. Okay. Visions of Beyond. Sure, that's fine. Oh, they're trying to draw into Surgical. So I cannot double strike, so I cannot kill them right now. So I think I'm gonna go for this. Bounce. Play again. Bounce. Green. I guess I can bounce the Simic Growth again. Alright, so far we've been very, very lucky. And we actually get Boros Garrison and Stronghold still in the deck. Now my opponent will play the trap card. But they are dead next turn. So they need to have like multiple trap cards here. If they have multiple trap cards, then I mean, what am I supposed to... Oh, they do have multiple trap cards. Okay, so I'm dead. Yep. And this is why the matchup is miserable, right? Our deck kind of relies on being able to search. And they have this stupid card, which is basically... Imagine if Burn had, like, 0 mana if your opponent... it costs 0 mana if your opponent searched their deck. And then it's basically, like, deal... I don't know how this is, like, 6 damage to you or something like that. It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. So I can like deal 1 extra damage, but that doesn't really change anything. I'm just gonna show my opponent that I know what I'm doing. But yeah, I can only 11 them. Boop. We can concede now. Okay. So, Abrades, yes please. Spell Pierces, yes please. Rex Sage, yes. Ruric Thar, pretty good. Queen out. Explosives probably out. Ballista probably out. can probably side out 1 or 2 packs, because I don't want to be searching for my prime time, or Rixar or whatever. Colony Garden can come out. Oh, actually even worse than Colony Garden is Radiant Fountain. Sometimes they bring in the Jace's something. It's like a 1 mana 1/1 flyer that whenever a graveyard has 10 or more cards, it becomes a 5/5. So sometimes they have that dude, and when that dude comes in, Radiant Fountain might be relevant. But I'm not really concerned about getting beat by a 5/5. I'm more concerned about getting milled out. Okay, let's see how things go. I think it's pretty funny, like the fact that we just like super die to like this stupid random deck. I guess I keep this. Feels kind of bad though. Turn 1 Amulet into turn 2. I don't even know. Averti is cool as an answer to Hedron Crab. My opponent has one. I think it's fine. Having 2 Rex Sages or having 1 Rex Sage, 1 Nature's Claim, it's whatever. Honestly, they are very similar cards. I just choose to play a Rex Sage, but I don't have like such a strong preference that I would never play Nature's Claim or something like that or anything like that. Gemstone Mine is a pretty good draw here, I guess. I mean, it's better than alternatives, but actually having mana for a Braid is pretty good. What I'm expecting is for my opponent to have to play like the Orb here. Yeah, this is great for us. This is pretty great. So we just get milled by 1 card. That's actually a pretty good one, the matchup. And now we get to blow up the Orb, which is pretty sweet. And now we just need to draw a Primetime. Field of Ruin is pretty good for them though. This forces us to search. Wow, that's messed up. That's real messed up. Field of Ruin is insane in mill. This forces us to search. So now they're gonna like multiple. Yeah. Rurik's in the bin. Primetime, please. or that, sure. We don't have 2nd blue mana, so I don't think it makes much sense for me to play this Sanctuary out. I think it's better to have access to extra mana. Another Field of Ruin. Wow, they are so aggressive with their Field of Ruins. I'm gonna flow the green here, red here. Seems like very aggressive use of Field of Ruin right there. Oh, that makes sense though. I guess that they need the black mana, and they mill the forest. Man, I'm so smart. Floating the red mana right there. So smart. Get out of here. Prime time. Nope. Actually, I might be getting close to the point where I just need to like play this Sage for no value and just as a 2/1 beater. Ghost Squatter, Sun Homes down. Holy shit. Okay. Wow, my opponent drew 3 of their Field of Ruins. That's absurd. Yeah, we were probably not winning this game anyway. Yeah. They have Delirium too. Too late, bro. I mean, I guess I'll attack. No, because if my opponent plays a sphere of whatever, I get punished. Wow. Yeah, we're just getting absolutely blown out. Like every step of the way was a beating for us. Not shuffle. Every step of the way has been an absolute beating. Yep. Alright, so we're not gonna 5-0. We're not gonna 5-0. We can't win anymore. That was... Well, that was the mill matchup for you guys. That was the mill matchup. It's as miserable as it just looked. It's as bad as it just looked. That was not an exaggeration. That was not unlucky or anything like that. That's just the mill matchup is an absolute beating. An absolute beating. The good thing is that you really need to be a monster to be playing mill, especially in the competitive leagues. But some people love their mill decks. Some people really do love their mill decks. Okay, so can we get the 4-1? Can we get the 4-1? Alright. I assume we're playing against a Portuguese player or a Brazilian player, because Batutinha definitely sounds Portuguese to me. This hand is very, very interesting. We're just missing lands, but we have Explore and Steerings. This hand might be a little bit slow, but I'm gonna keep it on the draw. Alright, so opponent... What did they do? Put a card on the bottom. I'm gonna play Airways this turn because it's not out of the question that I might go squatter myself next turn, depending on what my opponent does. So I assume they are in Bant Spirits or something. I think I'm gonna go squatter myself. Explore. Yep, I would have been stuck otherwise. So good thing that I that I go squatter myself. Okay, Geist. Druxkull Captain. That's so much less bad for us. Steerings first. It's pretty good. Scout. Alright. Cool. So we got paired against spirits. So this is gonna be a good chance for us to see how Hornet Queen plays out. So I have enough mana to prime time. So I'm going to play this first, and I'm going to run out the Azusa. I imagine my opponent will company in response, hoping to get a Spell Queller. If they do, I don't really care. I still get to prime time next turn, and then Queen on the following turn. Alright. But since I get a chance, we can do that. So I'm definitely chomping here, no questions there. And I'm gonna take 5 plus 4 because of the angel. Definitely jump in here. And I might be dead next turn. It's pretty good. I think I Hornet Queen in order to stabilize here. Alright. If they have Phantasmal Image, this is a little bit annoying, but hopefully they don't. Selfless Spirits is also a little bit annoying. If they attack, yeah, this is actually pretty good for us. Now I get to take 4 from the Angel, but trade with the Geist, with the Hornet Queen. I know they have a second Geist in hand, that doesn't matter. The good part about that is the fact that I get to... Now my opponent cannot copy the Hornet Queen with a Phantasmal Image, which is pretty good for me, actually. Start here. See what my opponent does. Alright. I think I'm gonna be searching for Radiant Fountain and Simic Growth, and I'm gonna play it a couple of times. Alternatively, I can... No, I have a second Primetime in hand. I think I can... Transmute for what? Transmute for... Explosives, maybe? Yeah, I just don't want to die this turn, basically. I just do not want to die. And the best way to do that is to play this Radiant Fountain a couple of times. Or what gives me the highest chance of not dying, basically. Of course, the insects that are not serving. Ooh, no company end of turn is great for me. Now I think we're in a really good spot. Okay, so if you guys expect to see a lot of spirits, it's looking pretty good. The queen is looking very, very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they just concede. Alright, so main deck Hornet Queen. Doing some solid work right there. Solid work. Explosives in. Just the 1 Sage. Bog out. Packed out. Yeah, it's very interesting that match started with like me doing some stuff, and then like second turn ghost quartering myself. Yet we managed to win anyway. That was pretty sweet. Rurik Thar is not really good. Basically, they have a lot of creatures, and Rurik Thar is very, very bad against Selfless Spirit. It basically just chomp attacks into a board that's protected by Selfless Spirit, and it just doesn't do much at all. So I don't like it that much. Chaos Return is such a weird card in this against this deck. I feel like I need to bring it in, but I'm not excited about bringing it in. Because a lot of their dudes sometimes, and by sometimes I mean very frequently, just like don't care about cosmic returns. Just like the 2 damage is just not enough. 3 damage is so much better than 2 damage. I think I'm not gonna bring it in. Yeah. Alright. We got some ramp, we got some interaction, and we got some payoff. Seems like overall a pretty good hand. My opponent has no turn 1 play, and I draw probably the best possible draw. Yeah. Unless my opponent Damping Spheres me, which is not impossible. Unless they Damping Sphere me on this turn, which actually would be kind of a beating. I should be in a good spot. Yeah, that card is not worth a card in this matchup. This is definitely not worth a card in this matchup. I'll take it though. I'll take it for sure. Take two. So Spellquiller doesn't do anything, and also what's his name doesn't do anything. Unified Will. That's the card I was thinking of. Spellquiller doesn't do anything. Unified Will doesn't do anything. But I guess I want my opponent to spell quell me, so I'm gonna lead on this. Because if they quell me, that means this is great. If they quell me, that means that they do not have path. So I definitely wanted to. DNT24, how's it going? I definitely wanted to bait the Queller out of my opponent's hand there. Also, if I still want to do some stuff, I can go ahead and blow my opponent's board on second main. Yeah, they just concede. Alright, 4-1. What's your Discord username? Oh, you were the one that said that you lost in the quarterfinals, right? Sweet, man, congratulations. Yeah, so this is what we're running today here. Sick, man. That's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah, it's pretty cool whenever whenever I hear that somebody's playing Amulet and they are doing well. Always very happy to hear. Any changes? Probably want to run this again. Yeah, let's just go. Alright, Hornet Queen was really good. Oh, really? That's sweet. That's sweet. I'm very glad that it helped you. Yeah, playing the deck in paper is a completely different story. Like Magic Online kind of spoils you a little bit. This hand is unplayable, by the way, unkeepable. It kind of spoils you a little bit in terms of this hand is amazing. Bottom that one. All the triggers go on the stack by themselves. Then stuff like you don't need to think about GD Coltre. How's it going? You don't need to play around stuff like you basically you don't need to think about. I mean, paying your pacts and stuff like that. So in that sense, it helps quite a bit. Play Amulet here. Play Semi-Growth. I think I'm gonna bounce the Growth anyway. I'm gonna bounce this anyway. Amazing draw. I'm not gonna play this because next turn I want to transmute for a. Bounce land. I don't want to, be too greedy. Oh, my bad. Yeah, this is definitely not Green-White Maverick. We did play some Green-White Maverick though. It was a lot of fun. We 4-1'd. Also, we're not playing Legacy either, huh? There we go. Your master should have played a Hive Mind instead of Hornet Queen. Yeah. Yeah, Control is just all the rage right now. I didn't see the results, but I know that at least, like in GP Stockholm, at least. Sorry, I just got distracted by the incredible draw we just got. At GP Stockholm, there was like an insane amount of control on like everywhere basically. I think this is actually lethal here. This is actually lethal. My opponent took 1 damage from a fetch, and that's gonna be enough to have them dead. Turn 3 kill, no big deal. So the reason why we have a turn 3 kill is because these now makes 4 mana, so we'll have up to 5. I will Pact for Azusa. Bounce this. Summoner's Pact. Pact for Azusa. Play Azusa. Now I have 2 extra land drops. This makes conveniently 6 mana. And I still have 1 more land drop to give. Let's see if my opponent is consist to this. I'm gonna go for style points here. We have enough time. I said I was gonna go for style points and I did the opposite, but it's fine. You see, this is the modo bug right here. You see how the abilities went on the stack right here. This is a good example of the modo bug. If I hit this, all the lands are gonna go on the stack at the same time. Okay, so I hit this, and then this will go on the stack first, which means that the stronghold will untap first, meaning that it's gonna untap and then untap again before I get to float the mana. So this is what should happen. Modo should allow you to choose the order in which the triggers go on the stack, but that's not what actually happens. It auto stacks the triggers, and all the triggers are gonna go in an order that we do not want, forcing you to not be able to activate the stronghold twice. That is not how it should work. You should 100% be able to choose the order in which you want your triggers to go on the stack, and that is a bug that Modo has had for maybe a year now, maybe over a year, maybe 2 years at this point. And I've reported on countless occasions, but they just do not fix it. So that's something that you need to watch out for. The way to play around it, like right there for example, is you stack the triggers in a weird order to the point where you put the turn 3 kill. Yeah, thank you. Turn 3 prime time, I mean. Yeah, the best thing that I could have done would have been to get another Titan, but it's just like, it's basically for style points, and I have exactly lethal, and my opponent is completely tapped out, so you know there's not really a reason. I guess technically speaking, it would be better to go get multiple Titans, and that's definitely the higher style point play. But it's not necessarily, I mean, it would be, I guess, correct, but I'm not sure. Okay, so here I have enough mana to play Primetime anyway. So the question is, how much mana do I want to have next turn? This turn I'm playing Azusa, no questions there. The question is, what do I bounce? Because I can finish this turn with 4 mana in play. I think that's going to be better. Finish the turn with more mana in play, rather than a bounce land in hand. Because even if they path my Azusa, I should still be able to prime time next turn, because path will give me the land that I need. Yeah, honestly, it's GD Culture. It's just, once you know what you're doing, it's just not really draining at all. For me, it's just fun. For me, it's just fun. But yeah. Hey, Elf Kid. ¿Cómo va? ¿Todo bien? That was a weird attack. Unless they have a lord. If they have a lord, of course, this attack makes sense. But if they do not have a lord, then this attack doesn't make sense. It's much better for them to just swing with the Wanderer. Looks like they do have a lord. Okay. So they are representing path, which is fine. I already have a T-West in play, so I'm considering whether I want to haste this primetime or transmute. Overall, we just 4-1'd, and now this is game 1 and we're up a game. We're testing this list, so it's basically my my main list, but I'm trying the one-off Hornet Queen instead of, in the main instead of the one-off tracker. So in my sideboard I actually have 2 trackers, and it's been we got paired against Spirits on the very last round of the previous league, the very last match before we played this one, and it was insane. His control decided not to get any shooters because I was tired and wanted to end the game. Afterwards, he showed me the dispel and surgical. If I had went for that line, I could not have killed him. Yep. I mean, sometimes it's against control. If you're tapped out, or if they're like representing 1 mana, I guess it's probably better for you to set up Pact of Negation instead. It depends on like what you have going on, you know. Yeah, for sure. At first, all the lines are not necessarily obvious, you know. Dude, Elf Kid, I think it's actually pretty good right now. I do get 2-3 sometimes, but honestly, I've been playing. I've been trying out like Trinket Mage. I've been trying out like the white splash version. So I'm always trying like new shit all the time. So I'm not playing what I consider to be optimal lists at all. Or I mean, I'm playing them, but not all the time. So if I were playing optimal lists all the time, I would probably have even better results. But right now, I can tell you if you want. On stream, all the matches that I play on stream, I'm currently 87 wins and 45 losses. So if you wanna do the math, that's go ahead. Okay, so here back to the game. Sorry, opponent. I'm gonna tell him that I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to play around their path. And I think because I have Tolaria in hand, I can actually play around their path and still do whatever I want. The difference is going to be in sequencing. Because I still have the Azusa. Yeah, 87-45. 87-45 counting memes and punts. And I add to that 13-7. 13-7 is my record with the Sakama version. So those are the things that you wanna. So 87-45 is my Amulet record, and then I was tracking the Sakamas in a different spreadsheet or whatever, and it's 13-7. All right. So I'm gonna go for just like try to haste, and then I'm gonna make sure that I also get a blue bounce land, so I can transmute and do my thing next turn. My opponent does not have Unified Will mana, so that's good. Gonna get Bodos Garrison and Semi-Growth Chamber. Haste this. I imagine this is when the path comes up. No path. Alright. Bounce Tolaria. Bounce Sanctuary. Go to combat. Opponent. Also I have... Oh, they just concede. Sweet. Yeah, so I guess it will be. Let's do some math. It would be 87 plus 13, so that's 100. So I have 100 victories and 7 plus 45. 7 plus 45 is 52. So 152. So it's 152. Yeah, so it's 152 total, but I have 100 wins. So yeah, it's about like 66%, a little bit over 66. A little bit over 66. Add 87 now. We're playing against Jim Davis. Okay. Mauricio Baza. Mauricio Baza, if you are from Spain. Thanks for following. What do we got here? We got here is a keep. Man, Jimmy's so rude. I gave him the high good luck and he didn't answer back. Denied. I've been denied. Dude, Delver is so bad. Delver in Modern, man. I love that people are just so in love with the card Delver that they just keep trying and they jam Delver and they play Delver over and over again. So many shells for Delver, and it's just not a good card. It's just not a good card in Modern. It's just not. This is much worse for us though. Maxi, I've been playing Amulet for 5-6 years. I used to play with Summer Bloom. Like literally all my moto collection was built playing Amulet. I just played Amulet all the time. When it was broken, when it was when Summer Bloom was still legal. That's what I mean. The dailies were a thing. The dailies, the tournaments in Magic Online were not leagues; they were dailies, and you would play them at specific times during the day. And they would actually have a really, really, really good payout. They would have a really good payout. So I think they are baiting me to play into Smallpox, which I won't do. They had a really good payout, and you were able to, to just play one a day, and you were able to like grind very effectively because of that, right? Yeah, Amulet was absolutely busted. I think I made it to like 2045 is insane. I think I made it to like 1940 something or something like that. Yeah, 2045 is insane. Yeah, the deck was just it really needed to go, honestly. For people to want to play Modern, they just needed to ban Summer Bloom. It was just like I remember I was playing against a burn opponent and I turned 2'd him like 2 games in a row. And it was just like I don't know, they were just so crushed, you know? They were like, oh, okay, I guess I died, you know? I just felt so bad. It's just, yeah, I'm sorry, my deck is busted and yours is terrible. I remember that the deck, what I loved is the fact that the deck was just so good. It was just so insane that we had the luxury of playing like 2 or 3 white ley lines in the board. That's how good. Like we had extra sideboard spaces that we could just throw away by playing ley lines, and it just didn't matter, you know. Just the deck was so good, it just didn't matter. I think I'm gonna discard the queen here. I'm not really worried about this Liliana. Rack still not doing anything. Here it's interesting though. Do I want to Asusa to develop my mana and potentially play a play Primetime next turn, or do I want to just like make sure I don't die to a Rack and I actually play a threat that my opponent has to deal with, so we can start pressuring my opponent's Liliana? I think I'm just gonna go for the Asusa. Whew, I can even play and replay, bounce and replay the Kalni to get extra plant tokens. So now when they plus, I'm going to ditch the explosives. Maybe they will also have a discard spell. But like, they're basically forced to take the Primetime if they have a discard spell. Oh, they have a land. Sweet. Discard explosives. That's okay. Discard this. I think here it's awkward, but I'm going to discard the Primeval Titan to Liliana, because the Rex Sage will destroy the rack, and now I actually have a lot of pressure on this Liliana. What do I throw away here? I think it's gonna be the gems. No, the gemstone is my blue mana. Yeah, the budget version is pretty good though. If it just sometimes you would have outs on the full on version, and sometimes because of cards like Engineering Explosives, cards also it gives you of course way better chance against specific scenarios, but it's whoops. Drop my water. But it's one of those things that it's just your broken cards are still gonna be broken, and you will still find you will still be able to play the deck quite effectively. It's just like sometimes you will not have an out to something that if you were playing the full version you will. But I want to jump into MTGO. What kind of finish do you need on a league to be able to continue playing leagues without having to pay for the ticks? That's a good question. If you're 3-2, you get your tickets back, you get your money back, and then you get you also get one chest. With one chest right now is like $2.30, and if you're 4-1 and you 5-0, you get even more. And this changes if you're playing friendly leagues or competitive leagues also. Okay, I think I'm actually going to ditch the Kalni here. I already have my plant tokens, and so here Primetime's gonna go, but I'm gonna play Rex Sage. I'm gonna destroy the rack, and I'm gonna start pressuring this Liliana. Okay, so let's stir first. Let's find the bounce land here. Excellent. Blue bounce land. Any order. Green and 1. Rex Sage. Blow up the rack. Yes, thank you very much. Play Simic Growth. Bounce Gemstone. Replay Gemstone. Asusa. Swing at Liliana. Go. And this is why I didn't want to like E on 3. I'm just not really that worried about this Liliana. It's not doing much. Jim needs to answer my board first. I guess if they have like exactly Bontu's Last Reckoning here, that's troublesome. But that's it. Yeah, it's definitely, the learning curve is much steeper than with most modern decks. That's not a question. That's just the truth. Now if we draw Primetime, we just win. Actually, this is even better. I just answer the Liliana straight up right here, and I get to play Sakura Tribe Scout for value. Talk with all creatures, Liliana of the Veil. The Kalni also got there. So now, yeah, now Jim has nothing. This is a very awkward draw, actually. I think I'm gonna transmute for Ballista and play it out, because I don't want to... Jim has like a million different discard spells in hand. So I think it's better for me to just like drop a Ballista and start growing it out every turn. I don't want to enable their stupid discard spells. Yeah, they just conceded. Highmine feels great when you play Slaughter Factings. Yeah, Highmine is... in the budget version, I would definitely run Highmine. No questions there. Oh, yeah? It's fine. You can definitely watch both sides. I think it's actually very interesting to do that. To see both sides of the same, thing that's going on. I think it's very interesting. What's gonna be the land to come out? I think it's gonna be Cavern of Souls. By the way, you guys give me 1 second because I really made a mess here with the water. I'll be right back. Whoops. So what I'm trying to figure out here is whether I definitely want to leave the Explorers in. This card is excellent. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to bring in the Abrades. Abrades are an answer to the rack, but they're not an answer to the other thing. I can't remember the name. Shrieking Affliction. What? What are you saying? Wow. Jim just C- my emote? That's so rude. No, I'm not going to GP Atlantas. Being a musician is really like shitty in terms of trying to play Magic tournaments because it's not really something that you get to do at all. We can side out one prime time. Ballista seems so... Okay, I'm gonna try this out and then we can move things around. Wow. Make sure you spam it even more now. Make sure you spam it even harder. Awkwardly, these kind of hands are excellent against 8-rack because the only discard spells that actually attack non... Oh, they did the put you on the draw thing. That makes sense. And Kalni is an excellent card against them. They're going to only get to discard one of these steerings, so that's why I don't mind. And if they want to surgical my steerings, like, go ahead, dude. Alright, XX Death 420. Thanks for following. I appreciate you being here. This is a pretty good draw right here. Now we get to explore. We can draw even more lands. Man, we drew the best possible land too. This is great. This is great. The only card that would kind of suck here is the 2 mana opponent chooses and discards 2 cards, or what's his name? Yes, I answer the question. I'm not going because I'm a musician, and being a musician sucks if you want to play Magic tournaments, because you usually work during the weekends. Jeez. Alright. man, would have been so nice to draw explosives right there. Would have been awesome. I think I play Ballista on 2, right? I just want to make sure that that I'm leaving myself with no cards to be discarded. Also, Atlanta is not close to where I am. I'm in LA, so ¿dónde están los mateicos? That's that's the most Argentinian thing anybody has ever said on this stream, like bar none. That was amazing. All right, give me that explosives off the top. Give me that explosives off the top right now. Give me that explosives. So I can play Amulet, play Semi-Growth, float 3 mana, bounce, I guess, the Forest, and go get explosives and play it for 1. Seems like a very strong play. It's basically like a 3-4-2. Alternatively, I just don't want to enable Jim's discard spells. Seems like really bad value to enable their discard spells. Yeah, Urborg makes it so I can add mana without floating, without actually using. On the other hand, there's no reason for me to do it right now, right? There's just no reason whatsoever. I can just keep pumping this Ballista and just kill him. This seems even better. Just like do nothing. Whoops. In Stockholm, it's actually pretty straightforward. You just need to know where to go. But in LA, there's a very big, you know, in the 01 crisis, there was a lot of people that came from Argentina here to LA. So there's a pretty large, I want to say, Argentinian community here, which makes it so there's a lot of Argentinian restaurants and things like that. So a lot of time these Argentinian restaurants are also all right, that's annoying. A lot of time those Argentinian restaurants are also places where you can just buy yerba. You know, they are despensas too. So that makes it so it's actually very easy to find yerbas and stuff like that. It's very easy to eat a milanesa too. Yeah, so when I lived in Argentina, I lived in a small town called San Miguel. Here I'm playing the gemstone. Putting a counter on the Ballista and jamming for 4. Again, still no need for me to do anything. Just throw in this Ballista, and this is gonna until he deals with it. Just gonna get bigger and bigger. Tigre, yeah. Yeah, well, I lived in San Miguel for the first 20 years of my life before my dad got a job here in the US and we moved to Houston. And then I went to school in Boston. Yeah, Buenos Aires is it's pretty beautiful right now. I mean, the crisis is all the way, like right now it's pretty bad, but Buenos Aires it's a very pretty city, to be honest. Oh yeah, cataratas. Yeah, my dad's family are from Iguazu. They're from Misiones, so I went many times to the cataratas and all of those places. Okay, so I think this is the turn. I think this is the turn where I transmute for explosives and play it out. If I play if I draw an Azusa, I can actually do that this turn, like this immediate turn, which would be great. Yeah, I went my my madrina, godmother. Godmother is the word. My godmother actually lives in Tigre right now. Yeah, Spain is like probably like the single. It's an amazing country. I've never been to Spain yet. I don't know why. Should have been to Spain already, but somehow I've never been there yet. Okay, so here's a very tricky turn actually. Having drawn this Titan is very weird for us. Having drawn this Titan is super weird. My options are pay 3, transmute. Okay, what that does. Yeah, the food is insane. I've been to Italy too. That's like the only country like that I've been to, and the food over there was, whew, insane. Um, Equati. That's hilarious, dude. Like getting attacked by Equati, that's funny. All right, so options here: transmute. All right, we can transmute, and we can get explosives, play it off on one of this cruel turf, pass the turn. That seems like a very strong play. Alternatively, we can just play Toledo West out, just do nothing. Just grow the ballista up to 5, swing for 5, put GM down to 8. And then next turn they have a forced chump. I think I'm gonna be a little bit greedier, and I'm gonna go for that. Oh, they actually sacked the Urborg. But I think this is gonna be better anyway. And if they don't draw a Thoughtseize, they just die. Yeah. By the way, was it you, GD Coulter, that was checking out Jim's stream? I just hope he's not upset because I'm just, trying to... Because I'm trying to talk to chat and I'm taking like a million years to make my place, but it's just like, sorry. Alright, the game is over, boys. You know why the game is over? You know why the game is over? Cause you know who's in the house, huh? You know who got here, huh? Do you know who's here? Yeah. Woo. 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 Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's here. He's angry. He's mad. He's mad. When nature calls, run, dude. When nature calls, run. Sweet. 2-0. Honestly, I think the 8-rack matchup is pretty good for us. Spam there, boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Spam him. Spam it up. Man, that's so sick. Dude, that's the best flavor text in Magic, basically. I'm gonna keep this. This is at worst a turn 5 prime time, which of course is not the greatest thing ever, but I have a Cavern. I'm only very sad if we're playing against some kind of aggro deck. Oh, we're playing against some kind of aggro deck. Look at that. Azusa. No. Alright. Now we're drawing... okay, so we were going to wait until this turn to draw Azusa. That makes sense now. Now, Azusa. Azusa. Dude. We're on fire. On fire. On fire. Man. Why do people say this deck is complicated? Look at it. It's so easy. This deck is so easy. This deck is so easy. See your responses from Jim. He's just not impressed. Just C minus. C minus is just so. That's just so shitty. That was definitely not a C minus. All right. So here we are in. I will be here all day. That's a lie. I will be here probably a couple more, maybe 1 more hour or so, a couple more matches. But this is how we do it, guys. This is how you play Amulet. You see what I'm saying? This is how we do it. Do we have lethal? We do not have lethal. We do not have lethal. The question is, what do I? Yeah, I know there's a jar. That's why I'm thinking, what do I do here? Do I kill the Overseer or do I kill the Sage? Or do I kill the Ravager? I think I kill the Ravager. I think I kill the Ravager here, right? Do you think killing the Hardened Scales is more important? Yeah, you know why I'm gonna kill the Hardened Scales? Because I can explosives on 2 off of this prime time. Yeah, I can explosives of 2 off of this prime time. So I think killing the Hardened Scales is correct. Yeah. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3. That's Rex Sage mana. I have 2 more land drops. I can make 4 more mana, so I can end up with. I can make 4 more mana. I can end up with just 1 floating. I play Primetime. Primetime goes get. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it this turn though. Because I'm not gonna be able to do it this turn, I think it's better for me to attack. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to explosives on 2 this turn, I think it's gonna be better for me to attack. And if I'm attacking, then I'm for sure blowing up these Hardened Scales, because this forces my opponent to like sack their Welding Jar in response. And then with the attack trigger, I'm going to get the blue, the Tolera West and Semi-Growth. And this is also a champ blocker for this Ravager, which is also great. Yeah, I think we're in a great spot here. Don't sack anything in response, huh? Okay. So do you want to end up with more lands in play, or do you want to end up with... I think I want to end up with more lands in play. So this is going to be Naming Giant. And then I'm going to play this out. Green. Boom, boom, boom. Bounce the Cavern, I guess. And now this is going to get Vesuva and Stronghold. Suva, Stronghold. The Suva copy Boros Garrison. And now I can also bounce the Vesuva, so I have multiple blue sources for next turn to transmute with. There we go. Swing for 8. I assume my opponent will take it. And now my opponent does not have lethal through with a ballista or anything like that. So I guess I can I'll just pass it to Larry. Alright. Yeah, but Scales is definitely a scary deck, but they do not have any haste threats, so I cannot die this turn. And next turn I'm going to Explosives on 2, and that should be game. We also have an answer to any potential lands that they might have. So I'm feeling very confident here. Feeling very confident. Ballista on 1, you got it. You got it. Swing with Ravager. Actually, do I block with Primetime? If I block with Primetime, they will put a counter on it and then sack the Welding Jar, I guess. And then these two trade. And then the Ballista becomes huge. And then the Ballista shoots down the Azusa. Yeah, I'm just gonna block here. Seems way easier. Yep. Okay. Second Rex H, yes please. Fire Spout, yes please. Aberrate Carry Return, yes please. Explosives, yes please. Yeah, I think Scales it's a very sweet deck. I finished building it this past weekend. A friend of mine is gonna lend me the only thing that I was missing, which was 2 ballistas and 3 hangerback walkers. So I'm gonna be playing it this weekend, and I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. I think the deck is super sweet, and it's a lot of fun. So we'll see how it goes. Hornet Queen seems a little bit too slow. Rurik's definitely not good. Bailoff seems unnecessary. Just doesn't do enough. What can I want here? Probably the Summoner's Pact. Probably 1 pact and come out. Super slow. Yeah, this configuration should be okay. Yep, Arcbound Ravager is absolutely busted. This hand is excellent. I think this deck plays something stupid like 4 Damping Spheres. So I'm definitely expecting to get sphered. I don't know if on turn 2, but soon. Very soon. If they have the Nature's Claim here, they are just masters. But, you know, there's not really a reason for me to play around it. It's just whatever. That's not a Nature's Claim. Sweet. No Damping Sphere, please. That's a Damping Sphere. Haha, you can't cast anything, bro. Sequencing is a thing. Okay. Pass the turn. Next turn I can play Azusa and I can play 2 more lands. Overseer is a little bit annoying. Ding ding ding! So I guess we're doing that first. Green, red, and 1. I think we're gonna be fine here. Killing that Overseer right there was huge. Killing that Overseer there was definitely huge. So I float green, play land. The fact that we drew two gemstones is actually super awesome for us. Nature's Claim. Why did you wait all this time to Nature's Claim? Wow. What's like why? What's the point of doing that? That makes no sense. You just gave me more mana. Why would they do that? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, we have enough land, so I'm going for this. Okay. What's this? Why would they allow me to... You do that in upkeep. You claim the amulet in upkeep, bro. Oh, they can sack the worker. Yeah, no, I'm not blocking. So I can prime time this turn. I can basically blow up their stuff on prime time too. So play one land, play explosives on 2, blow it up, play land, play land. Yeah, this is pretty good. White, red. Blow this up. Now with my 2 remaining land drops, I play Asusa. Oh, I don't have the amulet in play. Oh. LOL. Damn it. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, it's fine. We're still fine. So I tapped wrong then. I should have tapped with this. I totally... Yeah, that was definitely a punt. It was 100% a punt, but... Alright. Now we can actually chump if we want to. Okay. I think I still don't block. Yeah, I don't. They don't have an attack, so that makes my block way easier. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is primetime mana right here. So we start here. And I'm gonna get Tolaria plus Stronghold. Tolaria plus Stronghold. We do this. So now I can transmute. For what can I transmute? I can transmute for Ballista. I can transmute... Sphere has been fine. It's no Blood Moon, right? So we have way more answers. The Sphere is basically fine because we're running 3 Abrades in the sideboard. So that's the concession we're doing. We're playing what's arguably a worse removal spell because it also deals with Dumping Sphere. But it also deals with random stuff like Aether Vials and stuff like that, so it's just a good card, period. But it's been very beatable. I mean, you're seeing it right now, right? The fact that, you know, it's only 2, so just with a couple of colored sources, you can still blow it up with explosives, and like Blood Moon, right? Blood Moon is just like, if my opponent were playing the Blood Moon, that means, I mean, how dead would I be right now, right? But yeah, it's been fine. Also, the decks that run Dumping Sphere It's very convenient the fact that the sweet spot for explosives against those decks is also 2, with the exception of spirits. But spirits only runs like 1 damping sphere or 2 at most. But humans, the sweet spot is explosives on 2. Against hardened scales, the sweet spot is explosives on 2. Same thing against affinity. So it makes it very convenient, right? You want to explosives on 2 anyway, and then you end up blowing the damping sphere just as a bonus. Okay, so here I'm trying to figure out what lands I'm gonna set with Primetime. I think what I'm gonna get is I can play Vesuva, copy Boros Garrison, and float and leave the land untapped. Then replay the Boros Garrison and float the Tuleria West. I have 3 mana floating, and I have the untapped Tuleria, and I can fetch for Sunhome plus another bounce land. That would allow me to double strike this Primetime if I want to, but I think I want to do one better. I think I'm gonna do, because I also want to leave Ghost Squatter active, so my opponent does not Igmoth Nexus me out of the game. So I'm gonna do this. Copy Boros Garrison, sure. Untapped. Bounce Simic Growth. Play Simic Growth, land number 2. It untaps. Bounce Garrison. Now I tap 3. Bounce Garrison. Play Garrison, I mean. Bounce Tuleria. Transmute for another Pact in order to set up for the following turn. I don't think my opponent can kill me with this Hangerback Walker from what he has already. And now I can fetch for Sunhome plus Ghost Squatter. This way, there's no way I can die to this Inkmoth. Because otherwise, you know, if my opponent top decks a Ravager, I can actually die to that Inkmoth. And I can actually threaten to double strike here. So this should be probably the game. This should be probably the game. Alright, 16, yeah. They will put a counter on the Hangerback EOT. I guess they can crack it up. But that still doesn't matter to me. I have 2 blockers in case my opponent plays a Ravager. Blink Moth. Yeah, my opponent is at 3. Yeah, I was going to like play another Primetime and just transmute for Ballista and just hit them for 3. Alright. 3-0. 3-0. What was it? 2-0 versus Mono Green Hardened Scales. Alright, next match. Actually, I'm gonna take a very quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Antifa Lockhart. How's it going? Having a good Monday so far? Having a pretty good Monday. I'm a little bit sleepy because I had to wake up. Yeah, the casual 3-0 6-0, no big deal. My wife and I, we're going through the green card process. She's filing her applications and whatever, and the USCIS is they're messing up. They're messing up. All right, here we go. Always give my opponent the high good luck. Sniperoni. Will Assassin's Trophy change this deck? Yes. I think there's no deck in Modern that will not be affected when Assassin's Trophy becomes a thing. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to go back to playing 4 basics at least. And then that should be most of it. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. The deck is going to be still playable. Man, I love this deck so much. I love this deck so much. No, definitely not. On the contrary, usually Pact of Negation is awful against all the decks that are going to be running Assassin's Trophy. Oh, my opponent has a double vial hand. So, opponent has a double vial hand. I have a double amulet hand. Let's see who fares better. Let's see who fares better. Double amulet hand or double vial hand. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I guess I'm gonna leave this in play. Summoner's Pact. Primeval Titan. Cast Primeval Titan. No effects? Okay. My opponent, if they are humans, they can have a Champion of the Parish or a Noble Hierarch, and if they are in Bant Spheres, they can only have a 0-1 or a 1-1-2. So I think I'm just gonna go for the easy way to do this. Boros Garrison, Slayer's Stronghold, Modobug. No, you see. So when the triggers are stacked this way, you see that the Boros Garrison is the one that's showing. Right there. You see that I put the cursor here and the Boros Garrison is showing there. When that's the case, that means that if I click here at the very end, the Boros Garrison is going to be the first one to untap. So we untap that one, and now we get to float the mana. When the opposite is true, that's when you need to watch out. When the opposite is true, that's when you need to watch out. Okay. We get Cruel Turf, and I guess we get... What can we get? Like, Gemstone Mine, I guess? Tolaria West? Why am I even thinking about this? I have no idea. Double Strike. Tap. Yeah, double amulet, still bugged. Still bugged. Been playing around it for... oh no, it's not this. Been playing around it for quite a bit. No joke. No joke. I'm assuming this is spirits. It could definitely be, you know, some people are running like weird version of humans and whatnot. I am going to put my opponent on spirits for sure. This looks like a nice setup. I'm not the biggest fan of Summoner's Pact in this matchup because, of course, Spell Queller. And Explore is very nice in the early game. This is the third match playing against Bant Spirits. I know it won this weekend's GP, but this much, really? This hand needs 2 bounce lands. That seems like too much. Too many redundant pieces. This hand is way better. So I'm gonna be playing Amulet on turn 1, turn 2 Explore. I think I'd rather find a bounce land than a second gemstone mine. I might be punished by that if my opponent is running Dumping Spheres. I honestly, I did not want to spoil the GP because I want to watch it later. So I did not. That's a pretty good draw. I did not like watch anything about it. So I'm not sure whether I know Strasky won, but that's all I know basically, and I don't know their list. So I don't know if I should be playing around Dumping Sphere or not. I'm gonna play Amulet here because I want my opponent to. That was a mistake probably. I'm stupid. Yeah, that was a mistake. I did not want to play this Amulet into Queller. My bad. Okay. I should probably play this Explore instead of the Amulet. I was thinking that I can then go ahead and just like play about some stuff, but I then forgot that I don't have an Amulet in play because it's under Spikeweller. Like oh, this is gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Oh no, you're gonna swing him for 5. How can I ever beat this? How can I ever beat this powerful hand my opponent has? Actually, that's. So I'm gonna have an Amulet in play, right? So this is probably just. I think this is I made a mistake here, and I'm gonna just. But it's very easy to fix because I just bounced the Gruul Turf again, and that's it. But I mean, this scout was dying anyway, so no big deal there. Yeah, cast this one. Alright, so now we get to explore, learn a little bit more about what we're gonna draw. It's pretty good. I think I'm gonna play the turf, develop my mana a little bit, and next turn we prime time. So here, my opponent's only way of... Never mind. I was gonna say my opponent's only way of winning is if I like play into this path like a madman. So I'm just not gonna do that. Yep, this is definitely prime time. But what I was saying is I don't need to play into path. But now that I drew the Tolaria, I can play into the path if I want to. And I think I want to. Yeah, because I can play the Vesuva, copy this, and I can bounce the Vesuva itself, and next turn I can play the Vesuva as another blue source, because I can copy like my opponent's Fountain or Breeding Pool or whatever. And even if they path me here, I still don't care. There's the path, but I already have the Tolaria setting up for next turn. and I have no packs to pay this turn, so I can do that quite freely. Sure, Mausoleum Wanderer resolves. Also, the fact that they play this, that means that they do not have a company, which is of course amazing for me. The only problem here is if they have another Spell Queller. I think Spirits is as good as Humans. I enjoy the deck better. I just don't think it really is better. I think it's just both decks are just really fine. Yeah, Humans is probably harder to beat for us. I think because of Spell Queller, I'm going to actually get a Ballista here and play a Ballista for more than 4. This Ballista is going to win the game just the same, unless my opponent has another path to exile. And do I want to make a bigger Ballista or do you want to haste this Ballista? I think I want to make a bigger Ballista. X equals 4. Unified Will. Alright, so I mean we were fucked anyway, right? Okay. It's kind of unfortunate we didn't draw a Colony Guard or anything like that, because Colony Guard is really good against Unified Will. But Azusa beats. We're handily winning the race as of right now. You know that you're right. It's something that I thought about, and I was like, nah, we're gonna be fine. And then I didn't consider that Unified Will was also a card. And my opponent could Unified Will me. So yeah, that was probably a mistake. Here I think I'm going to. Oh, I can bring in the real beats here. So how do I get blown out? Exactly Company, right? If my opponent has exactly Collected Company, I get blown out. But if my opponent has anything that's not Company, yeah, that was probably a mistake. I could have played it even safer. And maybe it was worth it for me to play even safer. I think we're still probably potentially fine. Because I can do this. And I can play out Rex Sage. No, thank you. Play out this. Bounce Turf. Stronghold the Sage. I get blown out here by Collected Company, but I'm just not gonna play around my opponent drawing exactly the perfects. And I'm very, very easily winning the race. Very, very easily winning the race. In fact, my opponent is on champ block mode next turn. So I still think that we were very likely to get there. That doesn't stop neither of these guys. It's pretty funny. There's no way my opponent has another Unified Will, right? I can't really play around Unified Will anyway, right? Yeah, of course. This is how you play this deck, right? You need to draw the best possible card at every single stage of the game, right? What I'm trying to see, there's no way I can play around. There's no way I can play around Unified Will. So I'm just not gonna do that. float, bounce, play this, float, float, and float, and float, bounce the garrison, play prime time. 1, 2. Another unified will? Nope. Yeah, that's what I was setting up. Next, I can now. I have enough mana floating to haste and plus super this guy, and then I can replay this for as my third land drop with the Azusa, and I can haste the other one, and that way I can make both bigs bigger, make both dudes bigger, without using any of my gemstone counters. Solid, huh? We played against Bant Spirit 3 times today, and we destroy them every single time. We absolutely demolish them every single time. Right? We played 2 times. This guy was playing spirits. This guy was playing spirits. And in the previous league, yeah, the very first match we played was against spirits, and we also won. Yeah. The rack, that was funny. 8 rack was funny. Scales bent. Yep. But before this league, we also played a previous league where we played against Bad Tron, or Shitty Tron, however you want to call it. Some people call it Eldrazi Tron, but that's not the correct name for the deck. We played against Shitty Tron, we played against Bant Spirits, and we played against Blue Black Mill. That was our only loss today. Our only loss was against Blue Black Mill, which is pretty close to an impossible matchup, or as close to impossible as it gets for this deck. The Mill matchup is even back when Summerbloom was legal, the Mill matchup was still really tough. And this hand is also pretty good. Turn 1 Sakura, turn 2 Steerings into something. We're probably playing against blue-white. So if we're playing against blue-white drawing or basic forest, it's a terrible thing. Yeah. Mill is impossible. Jeskai control. Don't tap for red. Never mind. Let's steer. I guess I could have. Oh, that's perfectly fine, bro. What's not perfectly fine is that probably my opponent is playing Blue Moon. That is as far from perfectly fine as it can possibly be. Don't moon me, bro. Alright. Play this one. So here I'm trying to play around Cryptic Command. Cryptic Command bouncing my bounce lands is very bad for us. So, yeah, I want to try to prevent that from happening. Thing in the ice. That's what it is. Do I go for the Azusa here? I think I kinda need to. My opponent is missing land drops. This is extremely risky. Because now I just died to my opponent's Blood Moon. But I can play around their Cryptics, which is good enough for me. And we're losing to Blood Moon anyway, so doesn't seem very smart to like keep time walking myself just to play around the card that's gonna, beat me anyway. Easy Toss, how's it going? How's your day so far? Snapcaster Bolt. Sure. That means we're still playing. Means we're still playing. LOL. I'm definitely jamming. Play this, bounce gemstone, and play this, and also bounce gemstone. Alright. Balls on your court, opponent. Just F6 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm 1 mana away from double prime timing. I'm just... never mind. I guess I'm still some mana away here, but I'm just gonna jam. Just gonna jam. Yeah, Reman's kind of a beating. I'm gonna exactly 1 mana short of recasting this. So next turn I pay 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I get still prime time. Okay, so I should be okay. Hopefully they tap out for something in order to flip this thing. House up. Sakama would have been even worse than primetime there. The untap trigger only happens after Sakama enters the battlefield. If Sakama doesn't come into play, the bounce trigger just doesn't happen. So my opponent is very, very, very heavily representing Cryptic Command. If they're on Cryptic... yeah, but if we resolve at prime time, we win anyway, right? So... Sakama is not better than primetime there. Primetime still better than Sakama. Because primetime goes gets more primetimes, and it actually goes get what's his name? Pact of Negation, so they can't moon us. It goes gets more primetimes. Yeah, primetime is way better than Sakama in most scenarios. Like, I would say over 95, probably more percent. You need a very, very specific scenario to happen, so your Sakamas are better than your prime times. Just very annoying. I really don't want to play into Cryptic, but I think I will probably need to here. Otherwise my opponent just like plays an opt, Snapcaster opt or something like that, and just cantrips into more stuff. So I'm just feeling like I need to go for it, which is awful situation to be in. If I top deck exactly Cavern of Souls, of course, I'm gonna be much more sad. But every turn that goes by, my opponent is getting closer and closer to Blood Moon and to like this thing in the ice killing me. So I don't think I can just afford to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's Cryptic. Oof, the value. Jeez. The value. I'm not blocking this 7-8 this turn, by the way. Oh, I can't block this 7-8 this turn. Yeah, there we go. Alright, alright, alright. Next game. Man, it sucks so much that we get paired against Blue Moon when we're playing for 5-0. Ugh. Of course, I'm saying a Hornet Queen. Triple green is not easy to achieve in this matchup. Removal is not great. Rex Ages, of course. We can probably side out 1 or 2 pacts against Blood Moon, so not great. Cavern of Souls is the card that we want. Forests are pretty good. What land are we gonna take out? We can probably take out Bojuka Bog as the land. I think Ghost Squatter is better. Ghost Squatting ourselves does come up. Again, another matchup where this member is much better than a Braid. Like the difference between 3 and 4 damage. Pretty massive. I mean, Killing Thing, GD Culture, Killing Thing would have been okay. But it's not what that game is about, right? That game is not about... no, I think the green white Rex Sage is unplayable. It's not for Amulet, right? It's not meant for this deck. I mean, Blood Moon is like the single card that we want to kill the most, and like only being able to do that if your opponent also happens to be playing white and you Vesuva their planes. It's not where I want to be. So I do not think that card is playable. I'd rather have 1 Baloth and 1 or 2 Rex Sages and go with that, you know. Having a card that does both, a little bit of both jobs, but does both of those jobs way worse. Not where I want to be with my Amulet list. It's gonna probably be the Colony Garden. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna keep this. It's a potential turn 2. If it was 1 GG, I would still not play it. Alright. Give me 1 bounce land. Bounce land 1 time. Bounce land 1 time. What are the chances my opponent is playing explosives? I don't think that they're high enough. I'm still not gonna run this Amulet because they might be playing like what's his name? Why can't I think of the same cards? Shattering Spree. Man, are we gonna get mooned on turn 3? Are we really gonna get mooned on turn 3? Just gonna be so sad. I'm just gonna be so sad. Yeah, I mean I can make a basic forest here. I cannot make 2 basic forests here. Even like I don't care about the versatility, right? I just want my pack to find me an answer to Blood Moon, and Rex Sage is the best we can do because I only need a single green source. Makes sense? I don't want my opponent, you know, my card to also be able to... See, this happens. This happens way more than I wish it did. Man, it's so shitty. Like, we were... Oh. Man. Like, any bounce land in any of my... Also, my opponent tapped out on every single turn. If my opponent... yeah, we're just gonna die to this Blood Moon and my opponent having access to Cryptic Command now. No Cryptic, that's a win. That's a thing in the ice though. That's gonna kill us real quick. Man, we just... we play out against our absolute worst matchup for the 4-1, for the 5-0. Ah, man. Also, I missed sequence here. I should have attacked first to get 1 free damage because my opponent... I don't think my opponent can really afford to not play around a Braid. So I missed a point of damage there. This sucks. This really, really, really sucks. Alright, give me a Rex Sage off the top, please. Because I'm not going to... I'm not going to... Man, this is almost good. This is almost good. It's not good enough though. No lands! I need lands! I need... Ah. Yeah, it's really shitty. Especially because this deck just doesn't exist anymore. This is not really a deck anymore. But I guess this opponent disagrees. Bold me. Alright. Yeah, I mean, we cited out Wineland to be fair, so it's only 27. Only 27. But yeah, we also didn't draw, like, any steerings would have been insane. Called it. Draw. Yeah, we're just gonna die to Snapcaster Bolt. And this thing in the ice killing us. Alright, we had a good run. We had a good run. But this is... can only make it up to here. Alright. So 2-4-1s back to back. That was today's result. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid result. Still not seen any lands. But yeah, this, even if they don't counter or kill this, they can just bounce it with Jace and swing for lethal. So we're actually dead on board. That sucks. Alright. The list felt really good actually. I know that we drew like absolute champions, right? But besides that, I think making the Hornet Queen might be where it's at in the current meta. Like we got paired against Bant Spirit 3 times. 3 times. That's so many spirits. 3 times getting paired against Bant Spirits, and we managed to 2-0 them every single time. One of them, it was almost exclusively in the back of the fact that we had a Hornet Queen in the main deck. So I think this might be the way to go right now, considering there's so much spirits in Moto. If of note though, if I think that control is gonna be a bigger share of the meta, I will do this though. I think Tracker is insanely good against control. I think Tracker is insanely good against control. And I think it's better overall in the meta. But with so much spirit, so much human, so much of that kind of stuff, I think the Queen earns a spot in the main deck for sure. For sure. The list felt really good today. Back-to-back 4-1s. Now I had sold most of my chests recently. And now I have a lot of chests again, which is great for me. But yeah, the deck just felt, it just felt good, you know. Anyway, so that's gonna be it for me today. I'm gonna make a shorter stream because I'm really tired. I have to drive my wife to the USCIS, and it wasn't fun. Dromoka is not. Dromoka just gets Reflector Maged basically, and from Bant Spirits, it just gets pathed. They cannot path a Hornet Queen, and they cannot Reflector Mage a Hornet Queen. I mean, you get really it would make you very, very happy if they Reflector Mage your Hornet Queen basically. So I don't think that. I mean, Hornet against those specific decks, Hornet Queen is better. Now, if you wanna think about control, for example, Dromoka is insanely better against control than Hornet Queen. They literally have no answers to Hornet Queen though in those matchups. The only card is Phantasmal Image, which is kind of like a weird answer to Hornet Queen because it basically mirrors you. But the answer to that is to try to chump and trade with Hornet Queen as soon as you can. If you just don't if they cannot make 4 tokens with the Queen, then you're perfectly fine. But yeah, Fire Spell was pretty good. Actually, they were. I wonder if I should just like side out Kozilek's Return and just go back to just double Fire Spout, because against Bant Spirits, Fire Spout is so much better than K-Return, and they were. What was the other matchup? Where Fire Spout, where I brought in Fire Spout and didn't bring in K-Return. I can't remember, but like against Hardened Scales, for example, Kozilek's Return, I guess it's better because you can do stuff in response to them doing something like sucking their dudes to Ravager or whatever and just blowing up their things. So I think K-Return is better in that matchup, but maybe Fire Spout is the way to go. So maybe I should do this in the future. I think Fire Spout is better than Anger because double red is not very easy for us to achieve, but single red is usually pretty straightforward. It's just like a single Gemstone Mine, a single Grove, or a single Growth Rift just enables Fire Spout, which is very nice. But yeah, I've been very happy with the main deck Hornet Queen in the current meta. Like, it's just so much spirits, it's crazy. Actually, we got paired against Spirit 3 times, and not a single Humans player. But yeah, so today we lost. We win. Basically, we beat every single tier deck, and we lost against Blue Black Mill and against Blue Red Thing in the Ice with Blood Moons, which are 2 of our absolute worst matchups, and which are like an almost non-existent part of the meta, but we were unlucky twice, and twice we got paired against miserable matchups. So the deck feels very, very well positioned, honestly, which is something that I do not say often. It's not often that Amulet is well positioned, but it surely seems like so right now. Also, because of the current meta, it might be interesting to do something like this too. I wonder if this is something worth exploring too. 2 main deck explosives instead of the one of Rex Age in the main. This might be pretty interesting too. There's just not as much Blood Moon as there usually is. So yeah, that's also some food for thought, I guess. I've been such a big fan of the main deck Rex Age lately though. In any case, in case you guys have not done so, hit that follow button. You can get notified whenever I go live, and it helps other people find my stuff too, which is awesome. Also, you can subscribe to the channel if you wanna help support me, and also you get this beautiful primetime emote. I'm trying to, as whenever we get enough subscribers, we're gonna be having more and more emotes. The very next one that I want to do is, of course, a Night of the Reliquary one. That will for sure be the very next one. But then we can, we can see the C- emote, the C- emote right there. But yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up in the Discord. If you, oh yeah, Tracker is definitely getting an emote. Also, you guys can find all of my streams, all of my non-music streams. You can find them on right there on YouTube, or you can also follow me on Twitter, which I'm not very active on Twitter, but whenever I go live, I make sure that I post about it. So yeah, in case you guys have any questions, you can find me in all of these social media places, also in the Discord. I'm pretty active in the Amulet Discord. I should actually make a link about the Amulet Discord. Make a command about the Amulet Discord. I will ask the guys how I can do that. But yeah, hope to catch you guys again tomorrow, which I will probably be doing some Legacy tomorrow. That seems like the most likely thing. Decent boys, thanks for following. I appreciate it. Yep, I will be back tomorrow with some probably Legacy. I saw this list in Legacy, and I was very intrigued. So I kind of want to try this out. It was in the 5.0 lists, and this seems very much on my wheelhouse. Queen Marquesa, however you say that. 2 copies. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Liliana, a bunch of like mid-range stuff. Bobs, of course, Bob. Love me some Bob. Stoneforge, discard spells, blah blah blah. So we will probably try to do some of these tomorrow. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day and a great start to your week. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye bye.